Right guys, today I'm going to be breaking down my 3 most important driving tips for going fast and safe. Right, so the first one is keep your eyes far ahead. The faster you drive, the quicker things are going to come at you, so you need to look further ahead so you have more time to react. Like this here, this is a beautiful road, but we've got a hill up here and we can't see what's on the other side. So we know to not go too fast and to ease on the accelerator. Then once we get over this hill, we can see far ahead, we can see we've got a speed bump by the looks of it, and we've got a turning coming up, so we know to adjust our speed. You want to always look as far ahead as possible because you just never know what's going to be coming. Now this is even more important when it comes to country roads and bends. I mean, I'm analysing all the road here. Look, there's leaves in the road, they could be a potential hazard, but look at this bend. I'm looking around the bend, I'm not looking at the bend, I'm looking as furthest to the left as possible, so as I go round, I know exactly what to expect. I can see here, I'm coming around. First thing I do when I get around this bend is look as far ahead as possible. So look, this could really catch you out here. So as you come around here, you immediately approach a junction. Now, if you weren't looking ahead as much as possible, you might be slamming your brakes on right now. Now we're merging out onto a dual carriageway. There's going to be lots of cars and we want to look ahead and check all those cars as well. So we can see there we've got a slight turn in the road, so we don't want to go too heavy as we pull out here. We know there's a bend, and we're looking around the bend. We're not just looking at the bend, we're looking around and we're looking at where we want to go. We're not looking at where we want to turn the wheel, we're looking at where we want the car to be. Now look, you can see so much here. You can see there's the red line in the middle of the road. That means do not overtake, and that is because at the top of that hill it is completely blind. Now one of these cars could suddenly slam their brakes on at the top of the hill if they come into a hazard. Now we're looking ahead and we're predicting that, so we can go fast, but we still want to leave that equal gap, because if we go too close, we're not going to respond quick enough.
Here's some examples from my dash cam where keeping my eyes ahead helped to prevent an accident. This is a fun but tight country road. I can see how blind this bend is, so as I approach, I start to cover the brake slightly with my foot. I keep my eyes ahead and look around the corner as much as possible as I approach, and I spot this baby deer. My foot's ready and I immediately brake, and despite him running into the direction of my car, we're able to stop in time. Here's the clip in real time. Here's another twisty road. It's a fun one, but you really have to look as far ahead as possible around these bends. I'm keeping my eyes as far ahead as possible, looking where I want to go rather than where I am. And all of a sudden, this big red bus appears. Because my eyes were focused around the bend, I'm able to react straight away and reduce my speed to allow it to pass safely on the narrow road.
Right, coming out here, we're looking around that bend. Is there a cyclist? Is there another car coming around? Yes, no. We can see there's nothing coming, so we can accelerate, go fast and have some fun. I'm constantly scanning and looking ahead. And I can see it's nice and clear, there's nothing here, all the way down to the bottom there. Look, I can see all the way to the end of the tunnel. I can see there's a car there, you might not be able to see on the camera, but I'm watching and I'm seeing what's happening with that car. I know it's nice and clear, so I can go fast and safely tackle these bends. Looking around this bend, we can see a pedestrian. We immediately identified him. Not a problem because he's on the path. Right, we're looking ahead already. There's a car, there's a pedestrian, there's a roundabout. We've seen it all, we've analysed it. We know we can go quick, but we want to reduce our speed here right now. And I'm immediately looking at that road surface and thinking, oh, that's not a smooth road surface, we better slow down. And as we go around this bend, we're going to look straight ahead and we will see a fantastic road, and we know we've got a clear view of sight to floor it and just enjoy it. And we're looking ahead, we see that steep hill, we know we can't see above the hill, so we know now is the time to ease off and slow down a bit, and as soon as we've got a clear point of view, if it's safe, we can accelerate and go quick again. Right, so the next one is maintaining smooth control over the accelerator, the brakes, which in result will be the overall control of the car. So what I mean by that is when you're driving fast, you might be tempted to floor it into bends, slam your brakes on and go around. That is not how you do it. Look, potential hazard here. Always looking ahead, like we said previously, that cyclist would have been a great example because there could have been a really silly driver overtaking him on the bend. But yeah, you don't want to be flooring it like this without control and then having to suddenly slam your brakes on when you get to a junction. What you want to do is maintain a smooth control of the accelerator and the brake. Now, you can do that while driving fast, and you will be able to drive faster because you'll have more overall control of the car. I'll show you now. So as we're coming onto this junction here, you might be tempted to just floor it, but what you can do is you can softly accelerate, then floor it, build up your speed more smoothly and slowly. The car is going to be a lot more stable. Now, this is a 503 horsepower rear-wheel drive car, so you have to do that. Now, your car may not be as fast as that, but it may even be quicker. But for me, it's all about maintaining that smooth motion of the acceleration and especially turning. Now, if you go into a turn-in really quickly, you don't want to suddenly turn the steering wheel real quickly because that's going to completely destabilize the car. What you want to do is you want to turn the wheel at the most controlled motion possible. Now, it will have to be relatively quick because you'll be going quick, but if you ease off the throttle and ease the turn in, you're going to go around the bend much better. And then what you want to do as you're going around the bend, we'll talk about this later on, you want to feather the throttle to maintain the same speed while you're turning, so there's no super abrupt movements. Look, right here, for example, I'm easing down the brake. I didn't just slam the brake on, I've eased down. Now I'm coming off here, I'm turning left, I'm taking it easy, I'm getting the car in a nice position. Now it's clear, now I can smooth the throttle in, and we've maintained speed so quickly. We're taking a smooth turn here. We're not jarring the wheel to get around. We're just keeping it smooth as we go around the bends. And we are going fast, as you can see. And I've got complete control over the car. So more of the story with this tip really is really try to avoid those sudden harsh movements, the sudden harsh acceleration, the sudden harsh braking, and the sudden harsh steering. And using step one, which is always look ahead, will help you to do that because you can prepare for things. Like, for example, this car in front now, I'm going faster than him, I'm going to catch up to him. But what I've done now is I'm slowly reducing my speed. I'm tapping the brake a little bit so that I can come behind him at a nice, steady, controlled motion. Now, if I was still flooring it, I'd have to slam my brakes on right behind him and I could lose control of the car. So we'll go left here. Same thing. We're going to ease in on the brake. We're going to slowly ease in as we come around the corner. You can still go quick, you can go as quick as you want, but maintain that speed. And then as we get around the bend, we know we're in a straight line. We've got enough time to overtake this cyclist. See how I eased in? I didn't jar out around him. I eased out and then I eased back in. Now you might be tempted to go, that is when you're going to lose control of the car, and that is one of the biggest reasons why people crash while driving fast. So my final tip is to be aware of your surroundings, but also the road conditions, pretty much everything around you. Because if you think about it, when you're driving fast, you're always going to have less time to react, so you need to spot them as quick as possible. Now, I like to call it defensive driving. I'm always analysing the cars around me. Now, you'll get good at this over time, but start watching the drivers around you, watch what they do, and if you see them making mistakes and doing silly things, then you know that driver is likely to do something that could obstruct you. A roundabout is a really good example. If you see a car approaching a roundabout and he's already struggling to stay in lane in a straight line, you bet most of the time he's going to be veering over the line on the roundabout. He might take the wrong lane.
Here are some great live examples of me performing defensive driving taken from my dash cam. We're approaching a junction here with a green light, and you can see I brake here and leave a large gap ahead to avoid this truck. It's a very heavy vehicle, so it's likely it's going to struggle to stay in its lane at that current speed. If I drive into that gap there, I could also go into his blind spot. So I stay defensive and hold back. Watch how far in my lane he comes. If we freeze here, you can see he's well over the line and there would have been nowhere near enough space for me. If I didn't slow down and hang back, this could have easily been a serious accident. This one was really close. At this roundabout, there's 3 lanes. This lane on the left is strictly for turning left. It feeds you into the left lane of a new road. You can also use the middle lane that I'm in here to turn left. This will feed you into the right lane of that new road. Now, I had a bad feeling about the driver of this car here, and when I noticed him drifting to the right in his lane, I watched him very carefully. Watch what happens. Well, that was really close. Let's watch that back and see how by using defensive driving, I was able to prevent a serious accident. It's right here when I realised the car is about to completely cut lanes and drive straight in front of me. So I quickly check my mirrors, I steer to the right and perform an emergency stop. And there he goes, zooms right out in front of me, no indication. I don't even think he was aware of me, to be honest. He just completely cut lanes.
To practice this, you want to be aware of absolutely everything that's going on around you. You want to be checking your mirrors constantly and profiling drivers around you. You want to watch out for any sudden harsh braking from drivers ahead or on the other side of the road. The quicker you're going, the less time you're going to have to react to these. So it's so important to be aware and spot them as soon as they happen. Other things as well, like some drivers will drive in your blind spot and they will be unaware and they'll just sit in your blind spot there and you effectively can't see them and they have no idea. They'll maintain speed, they'll sit beside you. There's a real tricky blind spot on the left of you there where your mirror won't pick up a car if it's just slightly behind you. It's the same in most cars. Some cars have better visibility and some mirrors have blind spot assist and all things like that, but it's not only being aware of your own blind spot, you want to keep out of other people's blind spots. So, you know, if you're going by a big lorry or any car that doesn't have great visibility, think about them. Think about what they can see. Can they see you coming? The chances are they're not going to see you coming because you're going so quick as well. So you have to put your eyes in their car as well, and every time you see something you have to analyze it quickly. You have to think, okay, what's that driver going to do? Can he see me? What happens if this happens, this happens? Now this of course all sounds quite complicated and you're thinking, I can't do that, I'm focused on driving on the road. But it's more about a mindset. The more you do these things and the more you start to think about them, the more they'll become muscle memory and you just do them without actually thinking. And that really is the key to driving. Learning the initial foundation of things and developing a mindset that you just automatically do. I mean, if you remember when you first learned to drive, when you sat in the car, it was really overwhelming. You were thinking about acceleration, brake, steering, checking my mirrors, everything. But now when you drive, you just do these things naturally without thinking, and you can do the same with these methods and it will make you such a better driver. So guys, those are my 3 essential tips that I think will make you a better driver instantly. Now I hope some of you are going to really benefit from these tips. You're going to take them in and you're going to become a better driver tomorrow, but a lot of you might already be doing these, and if you are, brilliant. Give yourself a pat on the back because these are great methods to make you a better driver and much safer on the road. So guys, this was the first video of driving tips. We're going to be doing a lot more of these. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope you enjoyed the format. They're really fun to make, and of course we've got the Aston Martin Vantage, which is a brilliant car for this. We're doing it. We looked ahead, we checked our mirrors. But yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it and subscribe for more fun with this car and driving tips. Thank you so much for watching guys. I'll see you next time. Bonus tunnel.